Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check out today's video. Guys, today I have one of those information-packed videos for y'all today. I'm going to show you the 10 most productive bass fishing lures that I personally use. As far as out of all the different selections out there are hundreds of different lures to choose from. I picked out the 10 lures that I catch the most fish on throughout the course of a season, month by month. But I want to show you what they are, guys. I'm going to explain to you why these 10 lures are my most productive, give you guys a little tips and advice, or some tips and advice on the situations they work in. And I'm confident, guys, if you try some of these baits that you're going to catch a lot of fish doing so. So we'll get into that today. Also, guys, quick invitation, anybody interested in hitting that subscribe button here to Intuitive Angling, that'd be much appreciated. We're really working hard to get 200,000 subscribers, and with your guys' help, if you hit that subscribe and that like button, we can get there. And also, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, all you have to do is go to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler, and just shoot me a private message for those details. So really appreciate that. Okay, guys. Out of all the ones, I use a ton of different lures. I mean, I like anyone else, I've got my favorites, but I've got 10 here that actually for the last 10 years or so, I probably caught more bass on these 10 lures than anyone out there. And I know that if you try them, you're going to catch a lot of fish on them too. And also, guys, I'll link each one of these lures individually in my tackle warehouse link in the description of this video. If you guys would like to pick up a couple of these lures, if any of them, interest you, you can use that link. It's a good way to help the channel. So let's get into that here. Okay, guys, the first one I'm going to talk about is this is a Head and Super Spook. Guys, this, I use a lot of different type of topwaters like everybody else, but day in and day out, this Head and Super Spook, if you gave me one topwater lure to fish and say, Randy, you can't have another topwater but this, it would be a Head and Super Spook. Not the regular spook, but the big Super Spook here. This bait catches a ton of fish of all different sizes. It catches big ones, it catches little ones, it catches largemouth, it catches smallmouth, it catches spotted bass. It's got it's easy to work. One of the things about a Super Spook that makes it so good, it's really easy to get the thing going side to side. It's got a pretty wide swath on it, and you can fish it fast, slow, you can fish it medium. And I use it a ton, guys. Really about any time that water temperature is over 60 degrees, I'm always thinking about, fishing a Super Spook. Probably my favorite time to fish a Super Spook is going to be in the late post spawn, like around May, early June. And then again, in the fall time of the year, like October, early November, really good time to fish the Super Spook. Most of the time I fish it on usually 14 to 17 pound test monofilament line. So you definitely want one of those Super Spooks there. Okay, the next one, guys, is this Megabass Flap Slap. All these baits that I'm talking about, you probably heard me talking about before, but this is that Megabass Flap Slap. It's a flat-sided crankbait. I sort of consider it a hybrid jerkbait crankbait. Looks just like a threadfin shad, as you can see here. This is a really good bait to fish over the top of submergent grass. It's a great bait around riprap rock. Works all year long, really anytime that water temperature is over about 55 degrees. The two windows I do the best on it is the late pre-spawn when that water is between like 50 and 60. And then again in the late summertime, like August and September, cranking it around rock and riprap. But that flap slap is a freaking killer right there. You catch a bunch of fish on it. Next one, guys, is a Zoom Z Hog here. This is a creature bait from Zoom. This is probably my favorite pitching and flipping bait. Flip it around any targets that I'm fishing. I usually fish it on anywhere between a 1/4 ounce to a 1/2 ounce Texas rig sinker, 20-25 pound test Seaguar and Vizix line on my flipping stick. But this Z Hog is good around about anything. Grass, wood, docks. I get a lot of bites on the Z Hog. And all these here also, I use a variety of different colors just depending upon, your water clarity and sunlight conditions, that type of thing. Next one, guys, is a Megabass Magdraft. This just happens to be the 8-inch model, but primarily I use the 5- and 6-inch model. This is arguably the most popular swim bait in the country. It catches lots of fish and it catches big fish. The Magdraft, the unique thing about it is when you reel it through the water, the head moves like that, along with the big wagging tail on it. But this is a really, really good bait to fish in the springtime of the year. Anytime that water is between like 50 and 70 degrees in the spring, March, April, May, really good for that. And then again, in the fall time of the year, like again, November, early December, it can be really good. But I like fishing this bait primarily when that water temperature is between 55 and 70 degrees. And the thing about the Magdraft, guys, is use it with a slow retrieve, just fast enough to get the tail wobbling. You don't want to use it too fast or it'll run sideways. And most of the time I'll fish it on a medium heavy 7'2". I use that perfect pitch with 15-pound test Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon on it. Okay, the next one, guys, is my signature jig, Blaukat Throwback jig, living rubber jig. You guys hear me talking about this too. I usually 3/8 to ½ ounce is my favorite. I usually have the Zoom Super Chunk or the big salty chunk on it. And again, I'm just pitching this thing around whatever cover I'm fishing. It could be rock, wood, lay down, docks. This throwback jig in the living rubber, which is the key. This is one of the few jigs you can get at Tackle Warehouse that has living rubber on it. But this Blaukat Throwback jig, full-size jig, will catch you definitely some good fish. Most of the time, I'm pitching it on 20 to 25-pound test, Seaguar and Vizex fluorocarbon on my flipping stick most all the time. Okay, the next one, guys, you can't go fast fishing without this. This is everybody's favorite, Megabass Vision 110 jerkbait. This is the standard that all other jerkbaits are measured by. Don't waste your money on any other brands because nothing is gonna outfish a Megabass. It's got the tungsten balancer inside, the attention to detail and the components are second to none on this. I fish the 110 12 months out of the year, guys. I fish it January through January, and it just catches a ton of fish. I don't care, largemouth, smallmouth, spotted bass, off-colored water, stained water, clear water, just absolutely a deadly lure. Megabass Vision 110 there. Okay, the next one is one of my favorites. You guys hear me talking about this a lot lately because this is one of my favorite summertime and early fall baits. This is the crankbait. This is the Megabass, the Megabass Super Z2 crankbait. Small crankbait, it's about 1.25 inches long, runs about 5 to 6 feet deep on 10-pound test line. I fish it on anywhere between 6 to 12-pound test Seaguar and Vizex line, depending upon how deep I want to get the bait. But this is an excellent bait around rock and wood in the hot water conditions. When you have water temperatures in the 70s and 80s and low 90s, this Super Z2 is a deadly, deadly bait when those fish are in less than 5 foot of water. And along those same lines is the Megabass S crank, guys. Square bill crankbait, comes in 3 different sizes, the 1.2, this is it, and 1.5 and a 2.0. Great bait for deflecting off of rock and wood. Again, this bait works half of the year. I catch a bunch of fish on this bait during the pre-spawn period when the water temperature's in the 50s. And then I catch a lot of fish on it during the summertime, cranking it around shallow cover and off-colored water. But definitely want to have the small square bill. Next one, soft plastic stick bait. Zoom's Linky here or Senko, whatever you want. 5-inch soft plastic stick bait is probably, I would put it that this bait's probably caught more bass the last 15 years than any other lure out there. You can do a ton of stuff with it. You can fish it wacky like that. You can fish it weightless or with a sinker on a Texas rig. You can fish it on a Carolina rig. You can fish it as a trailer on a wobblehead jig. Soft plastic stick bait like this, guys, it looks natural. It doesn't telegraph. Absolutely one of my most one of the baits I catch the most bass on throughout the course of the year. And finally, guys, is a small spinnerbait. This is my Megabass SD3 spinnerbait. Fish head design on it here. 2 small willow leaf blades. I catch a lot of fish on this bait in the summertime of the year, fishing it around boat docks, like on the corners of docks. But my favorite time of year to fish it is in the fall time, like November and December. Burning this thing on windy banks, just burning it just about 1 inch under the surface. And guys, they will come up and hammer that little spinnerbait on a windy, cloudy day in clear water, just ripping it. So that's my 10, guys. Those are 10 baits that if you fish with me, you see me having these things all the time. Outstanding lures. And again, I'll link all this stuff in my Tackle Warehouse link if you want to try them, and hope it helps you guys catch some. We'll talk later.